Hello, hello, hello. It's Nancy Johnson with Sunday's Best. Hope you're living your best life ever, and welcome to Sunday's Best, where we are now well into 7 years of straight talk about finance, about debt, about wealth, about how to invest, about real estate, about mindset, about success, and about failure, and about how to not live broke all your life. Hey, Vicky, good to know that someone is on, someone can hear me, someone can see me, and we have a lot to cover tonight, but I'm just pulling the cover back, and I want you to take what you can that applies to you or to someone you know, someone you want to help, someone you wish was on Sunday's Best. Share this information with them. And so I'm going to say again, I'm not your attorney. I'm not your accountant. I am not your financial advisor. And tonight I'm going to be sharing information and I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm your realtor. I'm an investor. I'm a coach. I'm a lifestyle coach. I am an investor of real estate and other properties. And I'm an author. I'm a senior citizen. And I am the trusted authority of real estate. Now, you can count on that. Again, I'm telling you what I'm not, because some of this information you want to go deep on. I'm just pulling the cover on it. So I'm the trusted authority of real estate. And that means that I get to serve people at different levels. After 40 years of doing something that you love, which is serving, I don't consider myself in sales. I serve, I build relationships, and those relationships sell. Those relationships help close deals. And so my business has always been about who can I help? How can I help them? How can I help solve a problem? Because if you can solve problems for people, you're going to make money. That's going to be the byproduct of it. So again, my declaration on Sunday's Best. Hey, Marva, Olivia, Vicky was already on, and Lily. So again, my mandate, my commission, and my position is serve the masses of people, help people to make their dreams come true. And so on the 7 years that we've been on Sunday's Best, we've talked about a little bit of everything that relates to money, finance, investing, but more about getting out of debt and managing the money that you have coming in. So tonight, I decided to go in this direction. I'm feeling a little birthday vibes. I'm coming up on 76 years old. And so a lot of what I'm sharing with you tonight, I'm one of you. And if you live long enough, you'll be one of us. All right? And we would be considered golden seniors. And there's something that golden seniors need to know. There's something that the children of golden seniors need to know in order to help. So while I'm feeling my birthday vibes, I'm hoping to serve, I'm helping to serve the masses of people and their family, and to give them the confidence to make the next move when it becomes necessary. All right? So level 1 or tier 1 is I've spent most of my 40 years serving, in all 3 tiers. The first tier is first-time home buyers. Second tier is move-up buyers and sellers. And the third tier, which we're going to talk about how to prepare for tonight. Hello, Diane Jackson and Gloria Moore and Marva. Welcome, welcome. We're going to talk about tier or level 3, downsize for golden seniors. Now, it's not always about a hard sell, as I said, in real estate. It's about building that relationship, building that trust, and providing quality service and becoming established as the trusted authority. So what we want to talk about tonight is 3 things. And I'm going to be going pretty quickly. And you won't have to write all of them down. But if one of them hit home for you, I want you to jot it down. And I want you to do some more research. I want you to take out pen and paper and put your thoughts down. And again, if this is not for you, keep on living. You're as young as you're going to get. You're going to need some senior citizen advice, because life changes as you age. Hey, Mary Winstead and Genevieve and Lavinia, thank you guys for joining us. So tonight, 10 signs to watch for in housing as you age. 10 important questions adult children need to be asking their parents as they age. 10 things seniors need to consider before they make a move. So all of this is important. Like I said, if you're 40 and you keep living, you become a senior citizen. If you're 55, if you're 65, if you're 75, you're as young as you're going to get. So as long as you're alive, you want to be living your best life ever. Ever. Best life ever. So with that being said, our life story is we work, we make money, we spend money, we save money. But is our life savings enough to support our lifestyle? Hey, Gloria Cooper, Adron Washington. Again, we work, we spend, we save, and hopefully we invest. But how much is enough? How much will it take to support your lifestyle as you age and become a senior citizen? You know, age 25 is a long way from age 75. Think about when you were 25. I know some of us have to think longer than others, but think about it. From age 25 to 75, that's 50 years of living, 50 years of working, at least 40. That's 4 or 5 decades of working, hopefully planning. There's that word again. We've been talking about what's your plan. 50 years of working, hopefully we have done most of the right things, okay? But I shared a brief story with you last week about someone that said how they had $400,000 saved up for retirement. And how many people have that? Probably less than 1%. And in the scheme of things, $400,000 or $500,000, if you retire at 65, or even if you retire at 75 and live to be 95, is $400,000 enough? And the example was that person was taking care of, she was a caregiver of somebody that was blessed and had what they thought was their life savings that would outlast them or outlive them. But here's what the real truth is. It costs you a lot more to live as you age than it did when you were 25 years old, if you can believe that. You can have $400,000 in a skilled nursing facility, if that is your plot, at $5,000 a month. That's $60,000 a year. And if you take annual payments from $400,000, you can only do it a little over 6 years, and you'll be out of money. So that's why, hey, Dory, that's why we're having this conversation. Whether it's you or whether it's someone you love, someone you need to tell, hey, listen up, you got to prepare, because if you live long enough, you're likely to need this information. And let's say if your care has to do with dementia or Alzheimer, the prices just go through the roof. You won't have enough money to last 3 years at $10,000, and most of the Alzheimer or dementia is going to cost you a whole lot more than that for you or your loved one. So again, this may not be for you, but it's for somebody you know that's aging. So I'm going to ask, what is your plan? Why is it important to make a plan? If you're not old and you're still living, you are likely to get old. So trust the process. Trust the process. As people age, recognizing early signs and changes that they may need to make, or you may notice changes that they need to make to improve their safety, reduce stress, maintain their independence longer. We don't want to move necessarily. We've gotten accustomed to what we built, where we have our stuff in places that we want to keep it for the past 30 years, where we raised our families, where we had cookouts, where we had Christmas, where we shared Thanksgiving dinner, where we entertained, where we just relaxed and enjoyed. It's going to be hard pulling yourself away. And adult children, it's going to be hard for your parents to decide that they want to move. But I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you the agony, because planning ahead often leads to you being able to have or make better choices and have a greater peace of mind. Everybody with me? Hey, Vivian. So I'm going to go through the 10 signs that you should watch for in an aging senior when it's possibly time to start thinking seriously about lifestyle changes. And they're not easy to make. Number one sign is if your home maintenance is becoming overwhelming. The yard work is difficult. The cleaning is exhausting. Home repairs are being delayed. Then it's time to ask the question, is my home still serving me, or am I spending too much time serving my home? So that's number one. Number two, mobility changes are increasing as we age. Do you have trouble climbing the stairs? Do you have difficulty carrying laundry or grocery? Do you have a fear of falling? Are you needing a handrail or extra support just to get up off the toilet or to get up off the sofa? That's a sign. So sign number one, Home maintenance becoming overwhelming. Sign number 2, mobility challenges are increasing. Number 3, the house just feels too big. It's too large. What you worked really hard for and you upgraded to now is a bit much. You have empty rooms that you rarely use. Your utility and maintenance cost is extremely high. Many seniors find that smaller and easier to maintain homes give them more of a peace of mind. So what's number 4? Driving is becoming stressful. You avoid night driving. It's difficult to navigate heavy traffic. And if you live in big cities like Atlanta or Florida or New York or DC, signs, if what you used to do, places you used to drive, they make you nervous, they give you tension, you stress out about it. That's a sign. Number 5, your health needs are changing. You have more doctor's appointment. Managing your medication is becoming complicated. Living closer to a medical care or family or support services may become more beneficial. So look at the sign and see if you need to make adjustments. But don't try to make all these decisions by yourself. Dory says, time to give it up. Yeah, you got to know some things you have to let go as you grow. All right. Number 6, social isolation is increasing. You want to be by yourself, especially those of us who are widows. Or maybe if you were never married. Some people enjoy it or the house being completely quiet and not going out or not talking to people. But social isolation, when social isolation starts to increase and you have fewer visits from friends, less participation in clubs, churches, or community activity, or if you spend an awful lot of time alone, isolation can cause other health, especially mental health issues. Number 7, watch the sign. Financial priorities have changed. That's number 7. You have increased medical care costs, increased maintenance at home, increased maintenance for the body, and you can't afford the medicine, or you have to pay more for other bills, your utilities, so you avoid getting what you really need. Hey, Andrea Williams. Number 8, it's time to have that talk. When clutter has become difficult to manage, your closet, your attic, your cabinets, everything is full. It may be time to make a change. Number 9, safety concerns such as slippery floors, poor lighting, bathroom hazards, difficulty entering and exiting your home. That's a real safety concern for you and anyone you love. Number 10, you are thinking more about the future, asking yourself questions like, where do I want to live in the 5 or 10 more years I expect to live? I mean, none of us know the exact date or time, but very few of us live much over 95, okay? So if you, like I said, if you live long enough, you're going to get there. And so early signs create more choices. if the best time to consider your housing and lifestyle needs is before they become an urgent need. Planning ahead for seniors gives you much more control over your decisions, over your safety, over your expenses, and over your lifestyle. So that's the first 10 things that are signs of aging that you as a senior and you as an adult caring for a senior or who cares about a senior should be thinking of. Don't wait till you need it. Plan ahead. The next 10, it says, important questions adult children need to ask their aging parents. You know, we talked about having that family conversation. We said, and by the way, post your $ if you paid yourself, okay? The conversation we need to have that we don't like to have. Having these conversations early before they are a crisis can reduce stress on everybody. It can prevent family disagreements. It can help ensure your parents' wishes are respected or ensure that you are the person that will be honored to make sure that they keep their independence as long as possible because that's what they want. And if you don't have the conversation, you won't know that. They'll know it, but you won't know it. So 10 questions that adult children should be asking their aging parents. And some of you on here, our parents are already deceased, but you gotta know somebody else that needs to be asking these questions. Number 1, ask your parent or whoever you're going to take care of, what are your wishes if you're no longer able to live independently? Would you prefer to stay in your home? Most people are going to say yes. Would you consider downsizing because the home is too big? Would you want to move closer to family? Or would you want family to move closer to you? Would you consider assisted living if necessary? And I promise you, number 1 of 5 and number 5 is going to be the hardest to deal with. Number 1 is, would you prefer to stay in your home? Oh, we're going to tell you, yeah. And we're going to find a lot of reasons why we don't want to move. And number 5, would you consider assisted living if necessary? None of us want to go to a nursing home. But if that's the only way that you can get the care you need to keep living, somebody needs to know. And that's why adult children need to ask these questions of their parents. And I see those $. That's great. Number 2, do you have all of your legal documents in place? And if you've been following me for 7 years and you don't have a will yet, you're half listening. Or you're listening in full, but you're not acting in full. You gotta have a will for starters. So the question you need to ask, do you have a will? Do you have a durable power of attorney? A healthcare power of attorney? A living will and an advanced derivative? Do you have a trust? Now, I already told you, disclaimer, I'm not your attorney, so I'm not going to try to explain each one of these, but I'm going to tell you, I have them. All right? Number 3, how are you doing financially? You may think that they have $400,000 between their retirement account and their what is the thing, pension, and their bank account, and their other assets that are income producing. They may have $1 million. They may have 2 million, but they may have 100,000, or they may only have 50,000. But you need to know that, because if they're telling you where they prefer to stay and they want to downsize and they want to be close to family and they don't want to be in a nursing home, what are you going to do? If you don't have the money, make plans. Make plans. So when you ask the question, how are you doing financially? What's your monthly income? We have parents that we don't know what their monthly income is. They don't share that. What are your retirement savings? What are your major debts? Your insurance coverage, your emergency fund, your long-term care plans. Show me your plan. Okay, so that's number 3. Let's go on to number 4. And number 4, and I hope this is good information for you. Number 4 is, where are your important documents kept? We don't want to play a scavenger hunt while we cry, while we mourn, while we grieve. Where are the important documents kept? Maybe you have an extra copy of them. You should know the location of your birth certificate, Social Security, property, deeds to your property, insurance policy, bank account information, military records, and even your passwords. Somebody needs to know in case you can't speak for yourself. Number 5, what are your health care wishes? Preferred doctors. What current medications are you on? What chronic medical condition do you have that you haven't told us about? Emergency contacts. Let's suppose the children live out of state or even in another city. Is there a neighbor that you have the contact information for? Say, could you go knock on the door? Or have you seen her today? Or did the car move? Or did you see anybody over there? Just questions that you should be asking. Number 6, is your current home still safe for you? Mom or dad, are you having problems with the stairs? Are the bathrooms safe? You think about falling. Some of these are on the other list of things to watch out for. But number 7 says, who would you want to make the decision if you couldn't? This is a tough one. Who would make the decisions about handling your finances? Who would make the decisions about your health care? Who would make the decisions, or which 2 or 3 people would make your decisions or speak with your doctor or manage your property? That's number 7. Number 8, you need to talk about burial, whether you want the typical burial or do you want to be cremated. We don't like to talk about stuff like that. Your funeral preferences, you don't want to talk about things like that. Your life insurance, desired information on your obituary. We're just talking, because all of these decisions have consequences, and most of these decisions are going to cost money for somebody. All right? If something happens, what's your family tradition or any special requests? Your desire for your obituary information, what you want on it, who you want on it, who you don't want on it. Somebody needs to know. Number 9, what kind of help would you accept? If you're sick, and you want to stay in your home, and we need to get a housekeeper or a part-time person to stay with you, would that be okay? Who would do your grocery shopping? Or whether you would like meals delivered, transportation, home health care, financial assistant, technology assistant. Maybe you used to drive to the grocery store, drive to the post office, and you're not doing that anymore. You got to talk about who's going to do those things or who you would like to do those things. Number 10, what are your hopes and goals for the years ahead? I always tell you, you got to write it down. Written plans become goals. Making a statement does not automatically make it a goal. What makes it a goal is if you write it down and it has a date on it. It has a date on it, okay? And I'm going to give you a couple of bonus questions, and maybe I'll just skip through. No, I'm going to do what I said. Bonus questions that families often forget. And that is, we keep our passwords sacred, all the other stuff that we just talked about. But a bonus question is, what worries you most about getting older? If your parent is worried, oh Lord, I'm getting old. Nobody's going to take care of me. I'm going to be by myself. I'm going to be alone. If you have that conversation with your loved ones, oftentimes they can assure you, Mom and Dad, we're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure that we do the majority of the things that you've asked us to do. All right? So I know those are 20 things that we talked about, and I'm going to take 5 minutes. So this one is going to be really fast. What are 10 things senior citizens should consider before downsizing to a smaller or a home that better suits their need? Number one, before you downsize, you need some expert advice. You need to know where you are financially. You need to know if you got equity in the home. So number one, Mary Winstead said local legal documents you mentioned are extremely important. In South Carolina, you can download the South Carolina Healthcare Power of Attorney. And there's more to that, but I can't read it right now, Mary, but thank you so much. And Genevieve Burgess says, great information to think about. So number one, financial implications of selling your home. You want somebody that is experienced, somebody that is not just experienced in selling a home, but in telling you the things that you need to consider. You need to understand how much equity you have in your home, and if you sell it, how much of that is going to be left to buy another home. You need to be pre-approved for the second home before you sell the first home. All right? Number two, and there's more to that, but I'm going to leave it there. Financial implications of selling your home. You just don't jump up and put everything in the hands of the first Joe Blow or Fast Susie that you hear about or that you see online. Number two, important things seniors need to think about before they downsize. Think about your health. Think about your mobility at the time you move and your mobility as you age and your accessibility. Choose a new home community that you feel comfortable in, that the doors are wide enough so that if you need a wheelchair, you don't have to start renovating. Number three, choose the right location. Consider being close to family or friends or to your church or to your doctors. The neighborhood amenities. all those things. You know, it may have a pool. It may have a clubhouse where they have activities without you having to drive somewhere. So think about, does it have a walking trail? Is it safe for you to walk? Number 4, the layout of the new place. If you're going to downsize, you need to lay it out on paper. You need to have a realtor that's going to take the time and show you senior citizen neighborhoods and talk you through the process. Number 5, before you decide that you're going to downsize, you need to know what size you're actually going to be seeking out, because you're going to have to declutter. Everything can't go. Everything should not go. Everything should not be packed. Some things should be thrown away. Some things should be given away. Other treasures you need to make sure you have enough space for. Number 6, it's emotional, it's sentimental, and whomever is working with the person that has to make the move, be prepared for emotional tolls. Be prepared, because we don't want to leave a lot behind, but we want to downsize. Professional assistance may be needed. You may have to consider hiring a company, an individual to come in and pre-pack you. Somebody, if you've lost a loved one, or if one spouse is still living in the home and there are items to be sold, there are items that you're not taking. It's kind of an estate sale, but it's not. But there are people professionals that can help you with that. Number 8, before you decide to downsize, safety and accessibility in your new space is important. Don't look for fancy. Look for safe and comfort, because after all, that's part of the reason you're moving. Number 9, resell long-term planning. Planning a smaller home. Do you still need a dining room? When was the last time you sat and ate in a dining room? How often? You're going to have a small 2-bedroom home or 3-bedroom. Do most of your family live in town? Are you going to have a lot of out-of-town guests? Do you need to have a room over, or all 3 bedrooms on the first floor? Do you really need a living room? I'm sitting in my living room now. It has become my office. And when my daughter suggested it, it was like, no, that's the living room. And she said, Mom, come on. How often do you use it? Not much at all then, but I use it every day now. All right? So parents, be open. We have to be open. We don't know it all. We may have lived a long time, but we don't know it all. Number 10. So smaller, less stress, less to take care of. It meets your need. If your health is declining, you have to think long term. Plan ahead and reduce stress. And number 10 is staying socially connected and active. A smaller home in a different neighborhood may open you up to new relationships, new friends, new people to talk to walk with, to say hi to ask how you doing, to smile at, rather than being stuck in the house most of the time because you are trying to isolate yourself. So I hope that this information, and I gave you 30 nuggets tonight, and I know that majority of my audience on here, we're not people looking for our first jobs. Most of the people on here are either mid-age or close to it, are already senior citizens. not looking for a job. They retired from a job, right, Elder Grant? And I just pray that you take this matter to heart. Because again, like the example I gave, $400,000 is still not enough to take care of you if you're sick and really need help beyond your home for 5 years, 6 years. So what do you do? What do you do? And I want you, if you're on here tonight, I want you to tell me if I set up a Zoom with people that could answer your questions, the legal questions, could tell you if your parents want to stay in their home, could explain to you that they may want to stay, but if they don't have the money and you don't have the money and they have to go into a nursing home, their option, the big option, is they may have to turn that home that you and all your sisters and brothers and all the good times that you had, you might have to turn it over just to get help under the Medicaid program. Okay, but there are some exceptions. And each state, though it's a federal program, some of the states have different rules. And I'm not your legal counsel, but if you would be interested in finding out what are the options, well, she talked about 30 things, but we don't have that kind of money. My parents don't have that kind of money, and they're already sick. And if they continue to age and they become sicker, or to the place where they've got to be in a facility, what are we going to do? There are timelines. You got to do certain things within 5 years prior to needing that service. You got to think about the finance. It was mom and pop. Your father passed. Half of the income was cut off from Social Security. There are some exceptions. If you have a child that's disabled, those are the things that I have read about. I am far from being the authority on it. But as far as downsizing and things you need to consider, whether your lifestyle dictates that you sell your home and buy a smaller one, or sell your home, for some people, move into a small apartment that's on one level. So there are options, and that's what I shared tonight. But if you'll tell me that you want more information, or that you want me to set up a Zoom with somebody who has the expertise on Medicare, Medicaid, your legal documents that Mary said we all need, and I know we need them, and even somebody from the bank, because you can have all the money in the bank and just have your name on it, and you pass, or even before you get there, you become incapacitated. You can't speak for yourself. Nobody can go get the money to help you. And without the right paperwork, nobody can tell the doctor to do or not do. All right? So this is serious. We talk about working 40 and 50 years, and then it comes to one thing, and we lose everything. We don't want that to be us, right? So keep listening to Sunday's Best, and let me know if you'd be interested in a Zoom. And we won't do it this month because we want to give everybody time to agree. But I think we'll still try to have it on Sunday because so much else is going on during the week in our individual lives. So have a good night. Have a good life. In fact, have $1 million life. And don't make that move without me. If you hear somebody saying, we need to sell our home, our mom or our dad fell, or they can't take the stairs, they're afraid to go upstairs, give me a call. I'm the trusted authority of real estate. I don't sell homes. I provide service and build relationships, and those relationships sell homes and close deals second and third generation deep. Have a good night.